Hi guys, in this video we are going to cover how can we deploy our backend. We have already seen how to deploy the front end. In this video this is different. You can also deploy a front end, your full stack app to this way, but I am going to cover the backend. You can don't expect like only backend can deploy on this service or tool that I will talk about next. So don't expect that. I will deploy backend because I have already covered the front end. So I'm covering the backend now. So how you deploy a backend now currently? Either you can deploy a backend on a virtual machine like EC2 and can scale it can scale that EC2 scale the traffic by auto scaling groups and or what we have seen that you can deploy your backend your application in a Kubernetes cluster, but Kubernetes cluster is also very expensive. There are many nodes are running. Those nodes are each node is a virtual machine itself, so each machine will be charged. There are many services running inside in a Kubernetes cluster like load balancers, elastic IPs, VPCs, different node groups. So, and renting an virtual machine like EC2 and deploying it a backend also cost very high. Auto scaling groups cost very high. So, we need a tool. By using that, we can deploy our app or backend very cost effective way at almost free. So what's the name of the tool or service that cloud provider provides? It's called serverless. Yes, what is it? Serverless. What serverless is, we are going to see. But with using serverless, we don't have to watch our app like in Kubernetes. We are scaling according to the CPU usage. Then we are monitoring self. We are seeing the logs, creating the logs, storing the logs. There are many different kind of things you have to monitor or you have to see in your app when you deploy. In serverless, you have to monitor nothing. The cloud provider which is providing your serverless tool, that cloud provider can automatically scale up or scale down your applications and monitor your application. That your cloud provider does. You don't have to manually monitor or scale up scale down. You don't have to worry about all these things. You just code and deploy. What you wanna do, just code and one click deploy. Nothing is, it's that simple. Where we can use serverless, there's many, there are thousands of millions of apps running on serverless. If you participate in a hackathon and you need a go-to deployment, then serverless is best for you. And if your app has low traffic, then serverless might help you, because serverless provide the costing as per request. There's how many requests coming to your application. By that basis you will be charged. And in this video we are going to create a free serverless by using the Cloudflare worker. What we are going to use? The Cloudflare workers. The Cloudflare workers give some limited request. लिमिटेड बहुत कम भी नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा है वो, शायद 10 पता नहीं कितनी. वी विल सी. फॉर फ्री we are going to use the Cloudflare worker to deploy our backend. So let's understand what's the serverless meaning. Serverless meaning is doesn't mean there are no servers. There are servers, but you are not worrying about the servers. That what serverless means the developers and operators do not have to worry about the servers. The cloud provider that providing you this serverless can automatically handle this thing. So that's the meaning of serverless. The Cloudflare worker, how it provides the serverless, it's an interesting topic because it's uses an एक और बात, sorry, before Cloudflare workers let's talk about the, let's say this is your world map. Serverless has two problems. Let me, first one is if you have high traffic then the cost can go very high cost on traffic. And the second one is the cold start problem. What does a cold start problem? Let's say this is a world map and this is your app. Your app will not be hosted any of the server if there's no request coming initially. So when the first user from this, let's say America, tries to access your app, then this Cloudflare worker will start a server on this North America region. Then it will give back the response. So that's the cold start problem. How can we overcome this cold start problem? You can create a botting request, a bot requesting every time frame like 5 seconds. And if you already have a high traffic, then you don't face this cold start problem anyway. So what I'm talking about, this Cloudflare, sorry, before Cloudflare, the serverless packages your app like containers and runs on the machines anywhere in the world. There are different regions in the world, so it will run this package like containers instance on every region where the user requesting or hitting your serverless. That's also the serverless provides. Yeah. So now talk about the Cloudflare worker. How Cloudflare worker works. It works on a V8 runtime, similar as the Chromium and the Node.js runtime. What it does, it lets you run instances. It lets you run instances of this runtime to the different regions of the world. It's not like a express app. In every worker in Cloudflare worker, there's a single function called fetch. This fetch function does everything. So when the user requests your app, so this fetch function will work and will give response. So the instances are being made of this fetch functions. You can also read about more about the Cloudflare workers. So let's see how can you create this worker. Go to your browser. Let me check my mic. So write Cloudflare. Go to this Cloudflare link. Log in into your account. I've already logged in. So come to your dashboard. Go to this build, compute, and there's worker and pages, and create application. So you can connect to GitHub also and push your repository, but there's a catch. Let's start with hello world, a simple app. You can see there's a single function called fetch. Everything run inside this fetch. So the instances of only this fetch will made. So let's deploy one click deploy. If you click on deploy, it will take 5-6 seconds and your app is deployed on this URL, and you can see hello world. Your app is deployed on internet for free. You can attach some domain also, but the domain will, then you have to buy the domain from this Cloudflare app. And if your by chance app scales and reaches thousands of users, then Cloudflare will charge you big. So that's how can we deploy our application via dashboard. Let's see how can we deploy our terminal, our backend via terminal. Let's create our backend. So go to your terminal and write npm create Cloudflare and the name of the application, to do app. There's something wrong. Let me check 1 second. Yeah, I write the npm create Cloudflare at the rate latest. As you can see, now it is asking in which directory do you want to create your application. Let's say to do app. And what do you like to start with? Let's say hello world, and we are creating worker only. You can create some Next.js app with server-side rendering, static site, and some cron worker. So let us create the worker only. TypeScript, installing dependencies. It will take some time. Let's wait. It will ask some questions like, do you want to add an agent.md? Let's say yes, no. It will install the Wrangler. What is Wrangler? It is a command line tool of the that Cloudflare provides. By the help of this CLI, we can deploy our app and we can run our app. Generating types. Let's wait. It will ask, do you want to use? Yes. Do you want to deploy your app? Select no. We don't want to deploy now. We will deploy it via Wrangler. So our application has been created. So go to to-do app. Open it inside your IDE. So that's the basic TypeScript project. Basic TypeScript project. As you can see, there's only a simple fetch function out there. You have to write all of the logic here, like the get request and post request. If you see, if I write if request dot method get return response, what's the syntax? Let me see. Return new response. Return new response. We are like if request dot route, route कैसे आता है, method dot route, it is giving error because I'm not writing here also. Return new response. हाँ, request.url होता है वो. request.url dot includes, let's see, user, then something like you can give, you can write some quest dot method post and your backend logic here. Hello world. So that's a very stone age type of syntax. We don't use it now, this type of syntax. We use something like express, but we can't use express in this worker because, as I've already told you, the worker runs in the V8 runtime and the express is built for the Node.js runtime. So the express will not work inside this worker app. So we will see how can we write the express like code. There's a library we will see similar as express, but for this worker or for the different serverless providers. So the first, let's see how can we deploy this application. So come to your terminal, write npx wrangler login, and it will redirect to your browser. Review permissions, authorize, authorization granted. You will see this login successfully logged in. Now we have to run one command, npm run deploy. That's it, and you will see our app is going to deploy. We have neither uploaded the code into an EC2 machine, not running inside an Kubernetes cluster, not creating deployments. As you can see, हमारे पास एक सुंदर सा URL भी है, hello world to do app.code.workers.dev. So let's talk about how can we use the express like code inside this worker runtime, V8 runtime. So for this we are going to use Hono. So get started, go to docs and Cloudflare workers. Let's create an app. Go to your terminal, to do app to, yes, which serverless you want to visit. AWS Lambda, no. Bun runtime, no. Bun uses express because it does not initially not Bun initially doesn't provide the express functionality, but after some integrations we can use express in Bun runtime also. We are going to make this Cloudflare workers. You can deploy a front end also. You can create a template for Vite, React. We are going to select the Cloudflare workers. Do you want to install with package manager? Bun, use pnpm, because it's provides some space effective solutions. It will take some time, let's wait. Our application has created, so go to the to do app 2, open it inside your IDE and to source index.ts. As you can see, that's your Hono template, similar like express, const app equal to express, but then here is new Hono. And if you can observe this app.get, there's a single thing C context, there's not request or response, because everything inside this context, if I write request dot method, so everything inside this C. Now you can write your code. Let's say return dot c dot res dot send ही होता है ना, c dot text. Oh. So it will provide some JSON, yes, message hello world. You can write some app.post, say sign up, only a context, and let's say const you are getting some email password. Wait, how can you get the request? C dot request dot body, there's no body, so JSON email and password. Console.log, it does not provide console, what the heck. Console, so how can you log the, to use the console.log we have to add this reference libdom, and we can use the console.log now. If let's say return c.json message user created, and if you start your app by run command npm run dev, you will see your application has started on this port 8787, localhost 8787. You can see message hello world. If we hit this request, go to your new request, http 8787 body email abcd123.com and password 1234, sends the request. Post request, sorry. See, 200 message user created. You can run your user creation authentication logic here. User creation logic. So that's your app. As you can see, in this time we have created this one app deployed, second app deployed, third app we are going to deploy. Come to your code, same like npx. First let's see, first if you are not logged in, write npx wrangler login. I'm already logged in. Let me verify it. Authorize. I am logged in to this project. Now I will run npm run deploy and Wrangler will deploy my app. Uploaded. That's my URL. No need of this localhost. And I have deployed this app. Copy the URL and can send a request /signup. Email 1234, send. You will see user created. Your backend is completely working. So that's the Cloudflare workers. Refresh the app. You will see 3 apps running. If you click on this, you can see the request, CPU time, and you can see where the currently this instance running of this worker, जहाँ से रिक्वेस्ट आएगी वो वहीं इंस्टेंस बना देगा. Only there you can see इंडिया से ही रिक्वेस्ट है अभी. And if you can see, you can see the metrics also, the traffic, deployments, observability. So that's our Cloudflare workers. There's one thing important. If let's say this is your workers running all over the world, let's say thousands of workers, and it is important, this topic is important, be careful. So we are understanding if this much of your application is running, this much of workers is running, your workers, and there is one database, and if each of this worker will request to this database, let's say your Postgres DB, and this is your workers. If your worker requests to this single DB, then your database, the Postgres, has a limit of the connections. There's a connection limit that Postgres tells the users. If this all workers hit the request to this DB, the database will give an error like limit exceeded and something like that will give errors. So you don't want that. Then you will face some latency issues, some errors. Yes. To solve that, we use a thing called connection pooling, sorry, connection pool or pooling, pool ही कह दो क्योंकि connection pool. We use this in a Kubernetes also if you have self-hosted database. If you are not self-hosted database, doesn't care. Make sure you always provide a connection pool. So what this connection pool will do, it will take request of all of your workers from all over the world. Then this connection pool will only hit the request, only 2 requests, and the connection pool will handle thousands of requests, millions of requests at a seamless time. So that's why it is a connection pool. So how can we create this connection pool? There are many companies that provide connection pools like Supabase. We are going to use the Prisma. Means Supabase is a database provider, sorry. Prisma provides Prisma Accelerate, what is called Prisma Accelerate, because we use Prisma, so we will use this Prisma Accelerate. What this provides, this provide connection pooling. So let's see how can we create this connection pool URL. By using this connection pool URL, we will use inside the code. Then the worker will hit the request to this URL, this database connection pool URL. Then this connection pool will handle the request to the DB. So go to your database provider, let's say neon.db, neon.tech, login, create application, to do app, create, go to your connection string and show password, copy this URL and go to the Prisma Accelerate click on the first link. Create database, login, and I don't want to use that. Go to the Prisma. Yeah, go to this prisma.io and go to the dashboard. It will ask to create a project. Create a project. Go to your project and select this plus icon. You can create your database also from here, like generate a new connection string. That's your URL. From here you can enable the connection pooling URL, or go to the accelerate and generate an accelerate string. Use this connection pool URL. And here, how can you use the accelerate Prisma? Normally we install the Prisma and Prisma client. As we using the connection pooling with Prisma accelerate, we have to use this @Prisma extension and generate a schema with no engine flag, and you can create a Prisma instance by this. Like normally we use until this point only one thing is added, this dot $sign extends with accelerate. That's it. Now you can use your normal Prisma queries. Currently go to this. For our setup we already have a string. Go to this plus sign and you will see already have a database. Accelerate. Now you have to paste your connection string here. Show password. Copy and paste. Remove the colons and Mumbai. Whites, ensure all spaces. View guide. I think we have to use previously it is free, but now you can see we have to purchase a plan. So if you so you can do like this, create a database here on this Prisma IO console, and you can use the accelerate URL like this. This is the URL. Use it inside your application. We have already seen the steps, so that's the video. Yeah, we have seen the 3 application deployed in few seconds. If you deploy them in Kubernetes cluster, it will take you a lot of time. And you can see there's a limit is 1 lakh. The limit is 1 lakh request. So until 1 lakh request, the Cloudflare worker is free. As a hackathon project or a normal scale your job, your resume, for resume you want to deploy your application, it's the best. There's a million of website running on serverless, so it's not a cheap. The cost gets high when you reach a good traffic. So that's it for the video. We have already seen the deployment, so thank you.